my fellow Americans, I'm sorry. I may have gone too far in a couple of places, and I may have had a continuous lapse in my judgment. I thought it would be funny to do an April Fool's joke. I hadn't seen my movie yet, and now everyone's review bombing the movie. It has a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, Sonic has better. Sonic! Wait a minute. I only saw the critic score. I didn't see the audience score. Mamma mia! It's a hit! Yahoo!
Oh, how's the movie? Did it come out well?
No. It was amazing. It was very good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Frameforge. Alan and I went and saw the midnight premiere of the Super Mario movie. I am beguiled. Maybe not, because I kind of get it. But yeah, the critic scores have been stupid right now. Mm-hmm. I went and looked up a bunch, and a lot of them were like, the paper-thin plot makes the movie real dumb, and I dislike it, and you're stupid if you like it.
On my way back home, I was just scrolling by like social media, and already, like after this movie's already been out, like that, like on Twitter has already been like popping in. It's like 50% on the Metascore, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Yeah. Why is this happening? I didn't read into detail, like as of to why people are thinking this way or the meta is thinking this way. But I would like to remind people, as always, a lot of these scores, IGN scores, whatever these scores, these so-called professionals, it's all personal taste.
And that's the exact thing that I find interesting is that IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. If IGN's given it an 8 out of 10, either it's like really good or really bad. So it depended on who was talking about it. Yeah. So like video game outlets were like super happy about it.
Of course.
But then like film critics seem to really dislike it. And I'm gonna be honest, as kind of like we exist kind of in the middle of those two, I get why they would be that way, because when it comes to the elements of like, okay, well, this is a movie for a general audience. If you don't know Mario, prepare not to enjoy it as much as literally everybody else around you, probably. Like, while we were watching it, all it was just big smiles and be like, oh my God, I remember the thing. Do you remember the thing? Have you played a Mario game?
Yeah, literally like almost any Mario game, really? Yeah.
And the thing that surprised me a lot is that, so this video is gonna be no spoilers. We'll have another video where we will go into deep spoilers about literally everything, but we wanted to talk about like why these reviews are so weird. But ultimately, like, when you find all of these individual things that like are really fun about it, if you don't know anything about Mario, you will not only not see those things, but you'll be waiting for something to happen. Primarily, the thing that I found really interesting is that like a lot of the stuff from the trailers kind of, I wouldn't say spoil stuff in the movies, but like you're waiting for some of them to happen. So I also feel like if anybody saw the trailers and were like, oh cool, this looks like fun, they're just waiting for those moments to happen, and when they happen, not too much extra happens. I mean, this is in the very first trailer, Donkey Kong and Mario. That scene plays out very similarly to the trailer. So no spoilers because there's other stuff, and it's really cool, but still, I could see people having seen the trailers being like, okay, what else? And for all of us Mario fans, there's plenty else. Yeah. But for everyone else, less so, I would say.
Yeah, and I don't think this is so much the fault of the editors or anything like that. I want to say is maybe how the trailers were presented.
Sure.
Because remember, when like the official Mario trailer came out, it was just a full-on scene.
Yeah,
they were giving away scenes, and I think even the second trailer when it came out, it was another full-on scene.
Yeah, the stuff of like Bowser at the snow place.
Yes, or like portions of scenes and like big important portions as well, which I felt like it is borderline spoilers because kind of like you said, we are waiting for some stuff to happen like in the middle and whatnot. But the thing is, the stuff in the middle are not important.
Yeah, exactly.
The stuff that they're showing up in these trailers, these full-on scenes, is literally like important beats to the movie, and I just don't understand like why you would do that, especially like in a kids movie where everything can easily be picked up in.
And particularly, it felt like a demo to a game, like the trailers, because there are parts of the movie, or like when they release those full scenes are indicative of like the entire feel of the movie. And they don't technically spoil anything, but they get you into that like feeling of it. And yeah, the plot isn't technically revealed in the trailers.
Yeah.
But of course it's not like super profound. So I could see a lot of people that came to the movie being like, cool, well, what are they going to do with this?
Yeah.
The Sonic movies aren't also complex at all, but they have a bit of like specific stakes, specific things that are happening with all the different characters. The A and B plots are like they evolve in different ways.
Yeah.
It's not high art. I'm not saying the Sonic movies are Citizen Kane,
but it has more film criteria than
Sure.
this movie does.
Sure.
This movie to me felt more like a like you said, kind of like a video game demo,
Yeah.
or like, hey, here's like a highly beautiful rendered character. Watch it do all these stuff.
Yeah.
And like when it did the stuff, it looked beautiful. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Again, no spoilers, but like some of the water physics,
yeah,
like around, I was like. I was like, holy crap. We also saw this in Dolby, so that could also help.
Yeah, which like it felt like overkill, but was also just like really nice. It was a great time.
Seriously, especially for like something that like I don't know anything about rendering or anything like that, but this looked really, really good.
And that's the funny thing that I find is that this was made by Illumination, the people that do like the Minions movies and stuff like that.
Despicable Me, The Grinch. They had a whole demo reel before the movie even started.
To prepare for a duck movie, which I thought was funny because I immediately thought it would be like a duck hunt thing. It's called Migration. I think it's called.
Yes.
It felt like an Easter egg that they were just like, hey, here's a duck hunt movie, I guess. Surprisingly enough, everyone was pretty well behaved besides everybody. Like, you could hear people pointing out Easter eggs like around you. They'd be like, oh, they did the thing. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, it's not good that they're speaking during a movie, but it was a weirdly like, it was like getting a commentary track on top of the movie to be like, oh yeah, there's the thing. Wow, that's cool. And it like, even though it wasn't my friends and I like talking about that, none of us really like, we just like kind of soy faced at each other. Like,
the thing.
Yeah. But besides that, I mean, like we didn't really like talk too much and it felt kind of nice, but everybody was pretty well behaved in our theater for a midnight showing. But I gotta say, I'm gonna be critical here a little bit.
Okay.
This movie's pacing was like, it wasn't bad. I'll say that like
the pacing had like the golden mushroom, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just like it just kept on going.
In particular, they start off with like, okay, hey, you're gonna go do this thing. Cut to they're there, like immediately doing it. That's not bad, but there's very little like, you know, meanwhile back at the ranch, cutting between like A and B plots.
Yeah.
It just keeps going, which isn't bad, but it's also like a little weird because you're waiting for something to happen and it feels like the movie is not shorter, but it feels like, it doesn't have much time for fluff. I said that they like cut too much fat. I felt
to me it felt more like it felt more like a ride.
Yeah.
Like hey, like here's this thing, let's get to it. Here's this thing and let's get to it. It doesn't give our characters and their decisions weight to what they're doing, because there's instantly like not so much not the solution, but the action of it is already happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you any chance to question what they're doing, because by the time you do it, it's already been done.
Yeah.
But to me, as fast as this went, it just felt like give them more, give them more, give them more, give them more. Hey, Mario needs to shut the fuck up. He's gonna do the melee combo.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
One spoiler for y'all. Sorry.
But similarly, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, of course, I hate to always like. I hate when people say, "Well, it's a kids' movie. You should expect this or that." But like, I think it will keep like kids' attentions because of that. And you can tell how much effort went into this. We're underselling how many Easter eggs there are. We're going to, after this, do like a longer form thing where we talk about like the actual plot. But like legitimately, I don't think we're going to be able to cover half of the Easter eggs just because there's so much in there.
Like a crazy amount. And I'm not talking about, and we're not going to be talking about like the obvious ones, like, oh, that character from this game, or this, maybe this sound or stuff like that. But like nothing like, these are like semi deeper cuts that we have noticed and whatnot.
And so I would say that the movie will benefit from a second watching, because you'll be like, oh, I was talking with all of us. We were all talking and mentioning stuff that everybody else didn't see. And that was really fun. But to also go back and rewatch that. But ultimately, if you're a Mario fan, this is for you. Like, even if you're like a passing Mario fan, I would say if you've played the major games, like the Super Mario game for the NES, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, Galaxy, Sunshine, Odyssey, you'll see all the stuff that you like, and I think you'll really enjoy it. But if you are a passing fan that's barely played anything really, if you can't identify Mario from a sticker, you will hate this movie. The last thing I want to touch on is that surprisingly, and not really a spoiler, but all of the voice actors were not bad.
Yeah.
I will say that Chris Pratt did a decent enough job that I forgot that he was Mario. I don't think any of the characters made me remember their voice actor. Like even Charlie Day, he's basically doing his own voice, but still you could sink in, except for Donkey Kong. Because it's just, and Jack Black is basically doing his own voice, but it works. But like Seth Rogen, when he laughs, it's too much. So yeah, I think that I would give, like I said, if you're a Mario fan, I would give this like a 9 or a 10 just because it's really fun. Just like Spider-Man No Way Home, because a lot of that was just references. But if you don't really know Mario, I'd give it still. It's a good enough movie to go see. It's rendered super great. It's really fun. But some of the elements you might not even, they're kind of whisked away. Like they see a question block, and then Peach is just like, "Oh, you hit it gives you a power up." I could see some people being like, "What the what?
Yeah.
Like how what?" So like those kind of elements that are explained away because this game and these games are so obvious. So I'd still give it like a 5 out of 10 if you're just a general audience member that you wouldn't not like it, but I don't know if you would like super love it like everyone else that's going to be soy facing around you. So what do you think?
I think people need to remember that the last Nintendo movie that came out is long time ago.
Yeah.
So I can see why they would want to come in such a safe way, in which why like people are describing the script as weak or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like people need to remember that this is a movie from a video game company that is super protective about like what they have. I mean, let's be honest.
Miyamoto will like give notes on notes on notes to anybody doing
100%.
anything related to Mario.
100%.
So that level of the sticker of quality from Nintendo is on this thing. Yeah.
I think it should be on every poster as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that'd be
that
cool.
would have been a cool idea. I'd like that. But better be on the DVD case.
Yeah, that would be cool actually. like for a steelbook idea, definitely.
Yeah.
But no, I think people just need to remember that, and also that like, as simple as the script may be, or as fast-paced as this is, it's still like it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not regurgitating like the same old stuff. There is a little bit of new stuff here that we will talk about in detail later.
Yeah.
But I say it's a good, decent like watching experience. I'd give it a 6. Honestly, because like it didn't offend me in any way. It was definitely more, I want to say mystical and fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't questioning everything.
It was like a fairy tale.
Exactly. To me, it was a nice, comfortable viewing experience. It was popcorn movie,
exactly.
You know?
And I hate to say it, but it was basically an isekai anime, just like freaking the Super Mario Super Show, which you get from the trailers. But the last thing I want to end this video on is that Seth Rogen in an interview, and I'll link it below, was talking with somebody, and they're like, "So what'd you think of the original Mario movie from 1993?" And Seth Rogen is on record saying, "I think that might have been the first movie that taught me that movies can be bad." and that he said he tried his best to make sure that this was not that. So I think you guys will enjoy that. I think he did a good job. I think Shigeru Miyamoto did a good job, and everybody that was a part of it. So I recommend you go see it, and I think you guys should have a good old day, and thank you so much for playing my game.
So buy a ticket and get in that pipe to your nearest theaters.
Get a coin and put it in a movie. I'm cutting all this.
Yeah.